At 45, Nell finally decided to let the truth out, and her words shook Huntsville in a way that fans will be talking about for years to come. The situation between Nell and Tisha has been building quietly in the background for quite some time, but when it finally exploded, it was impossible to ignore. What seemed like another argument quickly turned into one of the most intense moments of the season. The moment Nell looked at Tisha and told her, "You have to take ownership," the atmosphere in the room shifted. That simple but sharp statement cut deep because it wasn't just about one small misunderstanding, it was about years of frustration, denial, and unresolved issues that had been brewing under the surface. Nell's confrontation with Tisha wasn't just an offhand comment. It was a demand for accountability, and fans immediately knew this was going to be a turning point. For many viewers, this moment felt like a breath of fresh air because someone finally put into words what so many others had been hinting at. Nell wasn't afraid to hold Tisha accountable, and that made the situation even more gripping. The way Tisha reacted was equally telling. Instead of calmly addressing what Nell was saying, Tisha appeared defensive. Her tone, her body language, and even her facial expressions revealed frustration and disbelief. It was as if she couldn't believe Nell had the courage to call her out so openly. This wasn't the first time fans had noticed tension between Nell and Tisha. Throughout the season, there were subtle exchanges, quiet shade, and moments of passive-aggressive energy. But up until this point, it had all stayed beneath the surface. Now, with Nell saying out loud what so many had felt, the situation became impossible to ignore. The rest of the cast looked on in shock. Some sat silently, while others shifted uncomfortably, realizing the weight of what had just been said. That single confrontation rippled through the entire group and changed the tone for the rest of the season. What makes this moment even more explosive is that it didn't come out of nowhere. Behind the scenes, sources say tensions between Tisha and other cast members had been brewing for weeks. Quiet disagreements, shady comments, and hidden frustrations were piling up. Nell, who usually keeps a calm presence, had finally reached her breaking point. The demand for Tisha to take ownership was more than just a critique, it was an expression of exhaustion. She was done tiptoeing around the issue and wanted Tisha to finally face reality. The fallout from that scene didn't just stay on the show. Social media lit up instantly. Fans clipped the moment, shared it across platforms, and started debates about who was right and who was wrong. Some sided with Nell, praising her for having the courage to say what others wouldn't. Others defended Tisha, arguing that Nell was being too harsh or unfair. The conversations grew heated, with hashtags about the confrontation trending across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, but the confrontation between Nell and Tisha was only the beginning. As shocking as that was, fans soon started hearing whispers about another fight, this time between Tisha and Marsau. This rumor carried even more weight because it went beyond friendship dynamics and cast tension. It touched on the very heart of Tisha's marriage. For years, Marsau has been accused by fans of stepping out, but this season the speculation grew stronger than ever. The idea that Nell might be exposing Marsau for cheating put the situation in a whole new light. Fans began connecting dots between her demand for Tisha to take ownership and the long-standing rumors surrounding Marsau. Was Nell indirectly telling Tisha to face the truth about her husband's alleged infidelity? That possibility sent shockwaves through the fanbase. Many began rewatching episodes, looking for clues, subtle hints, or any signs that Nell was pushing Tisha to stop pretending everything was perfect. The center of this storm is Tisha herself. Throughout the show, she has often presented herself as loyal, devoted, and determined to stand by her husband no matter what. But loyalty can also come with a cost, and for many viewers, it has started to feel like denial. When Nell pushed her to take ownership, it wasn't just about petty arguments with friends. It may have been about taking ownership of her life, her marriage, and the choices she continues to make. That's what makes this moment so powerful. It touches on something much deeper than surface-level drama. The rumored fight between Tisha and Marsau only made things more complicated. According to insiders, the tension between the two had been bubbling for months before the cameras captured anything. Small disagreements turned into big fights. Cold looks across the room, sarcastic comments, and growing distance between them began to show. The pressure of filming didn't help. With cameras rolling, every minor argument felt magnified, and every unspoken issue carried more weight. By the time rumors of an explosive showdown began spreading, fans were already on high alert. social media only fueled the fire. Clips of Marsau's sarcastic remarks and dismissive attitude toward Tisha resurfaced, with fans pointing out that he has a pattern of embarrassing her publicly. Memes, videos, and comment threads dissected every move, with people arguing about whether Marsau truly respected Tisha or not. Some fans believed the fight would reveal the truth about his rumored cheating once and for all. Others felt it would only leave more questions than answers. The anticipation grew so intense that fans started creating polls, asking who they thought would come out on top in the rumored showdown. Some rooted for Tisha to finally stand her ground, while others doubted whether she would truly call Marsau out. After all, history has shown that Tisha often chooses to defend her marriage, even in the face of damaging rumors. That's what makes the dynamic so heartbreaking. Viewers see a woman torn between love, loyalty, and the painful possibility of betrayal. As if the drama itself wasn't enough, production has played a role in heightening the intensity. Reality TV thrives on conflict, and producers know exactly how to push buttons. By placing cast members in emotionally charged situations, encouraging conversations about sensitive topics, and carefully editing scenes, they amplify the drama to its maximum potential. What fans see on screen is a mix of real emotion and strategic storytelling. That's why the Nell and Tisha confrontation hit so hard. It was both genuine and perfectly captured. And it's why the rumored fight between Tisha and Marsau feels inevitable, even before it fully unfolds. The effect on the cast has been huge. Other members are now caught in the middle, forced to choose sides or stay neutral. This has created new alliances, broken old friendships, and set the stage for even more conflict. For example, some cast members sympathize with Tisha, believing she has been unfairly targeted. Others quietly agree with Nell, feeling that Tisha avoids accountability far too often. This division adds another layer to the drama, making it more than just a personal fight. It's a group issue that could shift the entire dynamic of the season. The fan response has been just as intense. On Twitter, hashtags about Nell vs. Tisha trended within hours. On Instagram, clips of their confrontation were reposted hundreds of times, with captions calling it the moment of the season. TikTok creators began making skits and parodies of the confrontation, while others shared serious takes about accountability in relationships. Fans are deeply invested, not just because of the drama itself but because it reflects real issues that many can relate to. The themes of denial, accountability, loyalty, and betrayal hit close to home for a lot of viewers. The possibility that Nell's words were about Marsau's alleged cheating only fueled these discussions further. Suddenly, the confrontation wasn't just about a fight between two women. It was about a marriage, a family, and the reality of what happens when people refuse to face the truth. Fans speculated endlessly about whether Tisha would finally confront Marsau about the rumors or continue defending him. This became a cultural conversation, with debates about marriage, pride, and the cost of turning a blind eye to potential betrayal. Behind all of this lies the psychological pressure of being on reality television. Cast members aren't just dealing with personal problems, they're dealing with them in front of millions of viewers. Every word, every facial expression, every reaction is recorded, edited, and analyzed by strangers. The weight of that can't be underestimated. For someone like Tisha, who is already under scrutiny because of her marriage, the added pressure of Nell's callout made the situation even harder to handle. For Nell, the confrontation may have been her way of breaking free from that pressure. Instead of continuing to tiptoe around the issue, she said what was on her mind, no matter the consequences. At 45, Nell is at a point in her life where she doesn't have time for sugarcoating or avoidance. That's part of why fans respected her so much in that moment, because she represented honesty, courage, and the refusal to stay silent. What happens next is the question on everyone's mind. Will Tisha truly take ownership, as Nell demanded? Will she confront Marsau about the cheating rumors, or will she continue to stand by him? Will the rumored fight between Tisha and Marsau finally reveal the truth? These are the questions fans are waiting to see answered, and the suspense is what makes this season so compelling. The drama between Nell, Tisha, and Marsau isn't just television, it's a mirror into real issues people face every day. Accountability, loyalty, denial, betrayal, and the pressure of public perception are all part of this story. And whether you side with Nell or Tisha, or whether you believe Marsau's innocence or guilt, one thing is clear: this moment has changed the show forever.